If you are an enduro motorcycle fan, we have a good news and a bad news for you. The good news is that KTM has finally unveiled their 390 Enduro R at EICMA show in Milan. And the bad news is that we don't really know whether it will come to India. But irrespective of that, here's everything you need to know about the new KTM 390 Enduro R. Starting with the design part, this looks like a typical enduro motorcycle with minimalistic body panels. Although the chassis components look almost identical to the top spec 390 Adventure R, the side panels, they are much more compact and the front section is much smaller. It has a very small end lamp. There's a front peak, but the side panels are very minimalistic and there aren't as many body panels as the 390 Adventure R. Which makes sense because enduro motorcycles are supposed to be hardcore off-road motorcycles which you can really thrash off-road, and even if they fall, there shouldn't be much of damage, which is what the new 390 Adventure R looks like. And sitting under the bodywork is a 399cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled engine, perhaps the same as the new 390 Duke. Whether KTM has changed the gearing or tuning of this engine to suit the Enduro's character, it remains to be seen. We can only tell that to you when we ride the motorcycle or when more details come out. As of now, in its current state of tune, this engine makes 45.3 bhp and 39 Nm of torque in the 390 Duke. Comes mated to a 6-speed gearbox. The 390 Duke also gets a quick shifter. Whether that setup has been carried forward to the 390 Enduro, that remains to be seen. Now the chassis seems to be the same steel trellis unit as the 390 Duke, but the subframe will definitely be different to accommodate a different tail section and a different seat. Now, as you can see, this gets a flat motocross style seat, which aids in the ease of riding the motorcycle off-road when you're transitioning from standing up and sitting down position. A flat seat makes that overall movement much. The main highlight of this motorcycle are the suspension and the wheels. It gets long travel suspension, seemingly the same travel as the 390 Adventure R, and it gets the same 21 and 18-inch spoke wheel combination. The entire setup should help you tackle off-road conditions really well. Now, although KTM is yet to release the entire feature list of the motorcycle, we can clearly see that this doesn't get as many features as the 390 Adventure R. It gets a much simpler instrument cluster, which seems like an LCD unit, and even the switchgear is more basic. It doesn't get a dedicated button for cruise control, which means there's no cruise control, and it is not really required for an enduro motorcycle because these are not really mile munchers. But it gets a dedicated button for turning off ABS, presumably for the rear wheel, for you to have fun sliding the rear wheel. So as attractive as the new 390 Enduro looks, as I said in the beginning, we don't really know whether it will come to India. But if KTM decides to bring this bike to India, it will carve a niche of its own because we haven't seen proper enduro motorcycles in this space yet. And although there's this new Kawasaki's KLX 210, that is a much smaller motorcycle, and if this comes to India, it won't be a direct rival to the Kawasaki KLX, and this will be targeted at a more mature and more hardcore off-road lovers. So we hope you liked this video. If you did, share this video with your friends, family, and with whoever you can.